.com. Okay, so that happened. All right, hello everybody. This is Kyle, your crystal guide, and I am in my backstock area. And I'm going to actually post this video to YouTube once it's completed, and it's going to show up in my newsletter next week. If you are not a subscriber to my newsletter, please go to crystalconcentrics.com and subscribe. There's lots of great blogs and video access and information, including my store there on my website. So I appreciate those of you who are joining me now. If you want to say hello and where you're from, if you have any questions about crystals, what I'm going to be doing is turning the camera around and giving you a bit of a behind-the-scenes look at my warehouse and backstock. So without further ado, even though there are just a few of you here now, there's Christina. Christina from Instagram and Minnesota at the same time. So Christina contacted me. This is a great story because she is looking for some very specific types of Lemurians. In fact, while you're on the line, Christina, can you tell us what a ET is? Because I know what a DT is. That's a double terminated. And I'll respond in the email about all the other fine details regarding what those types of Lemurians you were looking for. But if you can clarify by just commenting what is a Lemurian ET, I'm sure everyone would like to know. Now, for the thing we're really trying to achieve here today, we are going to have me switch my camera around. And the way that I'm going to do that is how? Darn. They change where the controls are all the time. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining. I am going to try to show. Here I am. I can share it right on Facebook. Where you're tuning in from. ET is a double terminated crystal that has multiple points at one end and a single point at the other. Just so you know, I actually do have some Lemurian DTs, and those are going to be great. I like the crystal carved like an alien. That's a great answer too. But let's try to figure out how we are going to get our camera to flip around, because I'm not happy with just being able to live settings, hear your voice. Wow. It's going to be all about me today? No, I don't think it should be. Interact. They're not letting me flip the damn camera. That is regrettable. So how am I going to do this? Anybody who's familiar with the lives, I'm clicking on more, and last time I did this, they let me switch the camera around. Enhance. I don't want to enhance with any kind of weird effects. I'm not co-hosting. Come on, people. Should be really easy and obvious. Oh, darn it. Well, I guess we're just going to talk, and I'm going to show you things. So you're going to have to look at me the whole time, and I'm going to show you some of the things in here that are special. So for one, look at all these. This is a giant fluorite, and you'll notice it's interesting. It's got some purple, it's got some lavender, and it's got some green, and it fits right onto a stand like so. And we also have a plethora of other fluorites. And some cool pieces down here, like this, for example. This is an apophyllite cluster that is sitting. You'll notice the blue in the background. They call that chalcedony as a base on which the other stuff grows. All right. So, hi, everybody. Thank you for joining. This is a totally freaky Westmoreland, New Hampshire fluorite. And you'll notice it has a whole frosty side here. It's octahedral. And then it has this underneath pyramid, which is kind of cool. So we're going to basically walk around my backstock area without having the benefit of turning the camera around. And I'm just going to pick up some cool things as I see them. Like, for example, this. This is what I call aquamarine fluorite, when it's a little bit green but also a little bit blue. Very sweet stuff. How can you tell if something is fluorite? Well, there really is nothing else like fluorite. Fluorite tends to have layers. This is what we call rainbow fluorite. And there is really nothing else that looks like it. It'll have purple, it'll have green, it'll have blue. Blue is a more rare color. This is a kind of a trippy one that doesn't really look like a traditional fluorite. Let me turn like this so you can see it in the light. You see that? It's kind of a lower grade fluorite, but when you polish it, the color's great and the patterns are awesome as well. So this is a really nice thing. And that was purple. Now I'm going to show you some other types of fluorite, like for example, this one here. This is yellow fluorite. This is a very rare variety. It comes from Argentina. And it's got green in it, and it's not like the Chinese stuff. It looks a little different, as opposed to this, which is like an amber fluorite. And you'll notice, look at the geometric patterning on that. Totally out of this world. So what we're doing here, for those who are just now joining, is we are doing a behind-the-scenes tour of the Crystal Concentrics backstock warehouse. And we're going to be posting a video of this to YouTube, where I have a channel called Crystal Concentrics as well. Yes, Christina is appreciating the yellow fluorite. Now have a look at this. This is a great big piece of gorgeous turquoise. And we have nice turquoise here. That's a bigger piece, but we have smaller pieces like this, which are kind of sweet. Nice original natural stuff. And this is actually a favorite. Look at what's going on here. This is like some sort of a bunched up chewing gum, but it is a natural found turquoise. Really cool stuff. I do not have turquoise beads. What I do have is moldavite beads, and that's a very cool thing to have. What else do we have? Has anybody out there, and you'll surprise me if you say yes to this question, have you heard of or seen scheelite? Scheelite is a pyramidal, dark amber colored octahedral crystal from China that is very, very heavy to the touch, and I actually classify it as a self stone, connecting us with our superego and what it is that we're really supposed to be doing here on the planet. Yesterday, yeah, scheelite is super rare. Yesterday I sold one of these. This is a golden healer calcite, and it looks like it's semi-double terminated. You see over there, it's actually, this is the bottom side. It's actually terminated, but there is a break point to it. So this is kind of cool stuff to check out. One of my favorites, oh, let me get distracted by this. Look at this amazing stuff. This is a type of concretion that looks and feels a little bit like clay, but is naturally formed in nature in Utah, someplace far away from here. I am up in Massachusetts, and we don't have so many cool stones up here. This is something that I don't know if you've seen. This is called a ventifact. It's one of my favorite healing stones. It is a wind-swept shard of basalt. And it's very, very cool stuff. And I do have some of these extra large pieces of it still that I have surprisingly not sold out of. Now, over here, I want to show you some cool stuff. This is a dinosaur bone. So this is a dinosaur bone that was carved into a bowl, which is super, super cool and very unusual to find such a large dinosaur bowl, dinosaur bone bowl. This is kind of a trippy object. This is a stromatolite. It is from Peru, and you see it has all these cool bends and twists to it. Yes, that other one looked totally like a slice of a tree. Speaking of slices of trees, this is a cool petrified wood. Nice color, and it stands up, so it's got a flat base. And it's kind of a cool thing. So basically, since I can't turn my camera around super weirdly, I'm giving you this tour, just pointing out some of the things that I find particularly interesting. I don't know if anyone out there is a fan of stilbite, but this is a peach stilbite. It's cool looking stuff. And where we're standing right now is amongst all of my special non-quartz. So that means I've got turquoise here. I've got some stitch-tite. Just holler out if you want to see any of these things that I'm talking about. Oh, this is a freaky jasper. Look at this. Look at this pattern. Isn't that unusual? That is very special. So all of this stuff is our non-quartz special pieces. We also have this giant sphere of jet. I'm a big fan of jet. And this is a sweet piece of jet. I'm surprised I'm even selling it because it's rare and awesome. Moving right along in the non-quartz world, I want to show you this, which is a cobaltocalcite. Very cool stuff. Do we have any evaporates? I think when you say an evaporate, maybe what you're referring to is pink halite. And I've had a bunch of halite, but the halite that I've had, I've sold out of, and I'm scared to get more of it because I don't want it to break. I have some nice cheap ones though. So this jet I'm probably selling for like $380. Very, very unusual and hard to find. So while we go along, if you find something or that you like and you want to know what the price ballpark is, do let me know so that I can maybe sell you that piece later on down the line. Here's something that's very, very cool. This is a quite fragile, how are we going to show you it? It's a quite fragile form of selenite. It's got all these little starburst crystals, very fine needle point crystals. So what we've done so far is we have gone through our non-quartzes, and then now I want to show you some special quartzes. So everybody knows and loves the grape agate, and I have a few of those. What you might not be familiar with is purple sage chalcedony. Purple sage chalcedony, it's rare stuff from Arizona, I believe, and it's very cool. So over here also we have praise quartz. This is praise quartz, which is infused with probably actinolite. Some people have said it's infused with Heidenbergite. Very cool and trippy stuff. I'm a big fan of it. And I have a huge museum piece of it right here. This is a cathedral quartz for the ages. Definitely a museum piece. And you were talking, Christine, about twin points. So this one has twin points. And you're asking me where it's from. It's from Inner Mongolia and from a find about 10 or 15 years ago. And they have not found more of that particular stuff. So those things are really one-of-a-kind discoveries. I want to show you some other quartzes that are kind of cool, like this enormous point here. Very cool. It's almost yellow, but not quite enough to make it called a citrine. So if you ever wanted a super mondo quartz, I definitely have those. There's something else I want to show you, which is interesting. Are you familiar with nirvana quartz? So nirvana quartz is etched and has growth interference. So it rarely shows up as a finely or properly terminated crystal. And I found these other ones, which are essentially nirvana quartzes from Brazil, that are super, super trippy. They also have this growth interference. There's no proper flat sides to it. The etched Himalayan is the first little one I showed you, and I have some incredible specimens of that. This is a Brazilian one, and there's another type of Brazilian growth interference that I want to share with you, which is this freaky stuff. So this is nothing like a normal quartz. Nary a traditional side. There's a traditional side. It looks kind of Lemurian with its little stacky lines on it. But it's very, very cool and different, and sooner or later I will be selling those. There was a type of quartz called pink samadhi quartz, and this is a gigantic double terminated version of it. Again, probably a one-time find. And it's coated with what seems to be calcite all over the surface, which is very, very trippy. Very cool stuff. That is kind of for the ages. Can I tell the difference between the etched Himalayans and Brazilian? Well, the Himalayans now most of them are going to be smaller. This one's kind of cool because it does have a little bit of surfacing. And the Brazilian ones are so rare, you just don't find them. This is actually a second piece of it. And it just doesn't look like the Himalayan stuff. The Himalayan stuff will tend to want to be terminated, sometimes be six-sided. And then this stuff is pretty amorphous in its etchedness. I'm going to turn the camera around to show you. There's a great big citrine. Huge, huge double terminated citrine, and on the back of it is some green tourmaline. Something else I want to show you in this area is 3 types of what I call the red hematoid quartzes from Morocco. This is my favorite kind. I call this dragon quartz. And the Moroccans had a bunch of this, but they've sold through all of it. So it simply does not exist anymore. Another type, which is not quite as nice, is this. It's still a red quartz. It still could maybe be called dragon quartz. It doesn't have the personality of the other stuff. Whereas this is the most common kind, and even though this is what a lot of it looks like. This is cool because it's a floater, and although it comes from Brazil, it looks like a lot of the Moroccan material. This is quite a special specimen, actually. I do specialize in specimens. I specialize in moldavite, in sugilite, and unusual quartzes, and also great display pieces. This is something that you may not be familiar. This is blue quartz. It's ribakite in quartz, and it's also called blue tara. It's quite rare. This one has what I call dolphining, which is where it sort of comes down from one spot to the other. So this is dolphining blue tara quartz, which is quite wonderful. Here's another nice big one where you can see the wispy blue clouds running through it. Very, very rare indeed. Have I seen the gem red quartz from South Africa? I don't know that I have seen a red gem quartz from South Africa. I would love to see a picture of that. You can feel free to direct me to a link for a video if you have one. I'd be curious to see that. Also back here, I have some jade backstock. So I'm actually going to take this opportunity to show you some fake jades. This here is called Inca jade. And Inca jade is wonderful stuff, but it's not really a jade. It's a type of serpentine. Then we have something that I call forest jade. This is most commonly what you'll see carved into a boat or a horse or some sort of great big jade sculpture that's not really jade, it's actually serpentine. This is it right here. Yeah, if you want to email me, Kyle@crystalconcentrics.com. You can also send me information about anything and also regarding your curiosities. This here is called new jade, and it's looking mighty yellow, but in fact it's mostly green. New jade is also called water jade and China jade, and it is cool stuff. This is called Afghan jade. It looks a little bit like the new jade, except it's lower grade. It doesn't have as much clarity, but it's nice. It feels soft and is nice to have around. Over here, we have a Siberian jade sphere, which is quite amazing. Siberian jade sphere. Try getting one of those right about now. Not an easy thing. This is kind of cool because it's a great big tray of jade. There we go. Natural, real jade from Canada. Big, rounded, flat surface. Perfect for putting change in or whatever you would want to store inside of there. So, and there's another type of... this is something that's being sold as jade a lot too. This is from Pakistan, and it's a type of serpentine that is being sold as jade, but of course is not a jade. It's just a serpentine, and it's still cool nonetheless. Let me show you a little true jade, like for example, this beautiful walrus. That is a true nephrite jade. Definitely its own color, its own thing, definitely real deal, good stuff. And here's a type of jade that you should really know about. It is this white Siberian jade. Very, very gorgeous stuff. I'm a huge fan. I actually should get some of these cut into cabochons because it's such awesome material. Now, we are coming up on the end of our half hour. I'm wanting to do these lives for half an hour each to give you a taste, to hopefully pick up some new followers, to let you see and talk to me personally, ask any questions about crystals or crystal energies. I do consider myself your crystal guide, so I'm happy to help you with that. And can I show you some Lemurians? I can't do the Lemurians right now, but for you, Christina, we could probably do a follow-up, maybe a FaceTime, and I could show you Lemurians. I got to really figure out this turning the camera around business. Do I have any Moldavite pendants? I have more Moldavite pendants than God. In fact, I will walk over here and tell you these are ones that I have in my store. I've got a lot online. I've got backstock Moldavite there, Moldavite pendants there. These are Moldavite earrings. You see the earrings down there? Oh, Moldavite earrings and more pendants there. So if you want to reach me, you could text me at 617-771-5119. Or email me, Kyle@crystalconcentrics.com. That's a great way for me to weed out the people who are more serious from the people who are less serious. So thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope to talk to you again real soon. And remember, you can go to Crystal Concentrics on YouTube, and I'll be reposting these lives there because TikTok will not keep the lives live. That is to say, you can't look back at them. So thank you for being in touch. Yes, email me, text me, and we'll see what we can do. Thanks again. Till soon. Bye-bye. Oh, I haven't gone off. So I'm going to tell you, we are doing these at 4 p.m. on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Those are our big days. Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday are live days at 4 p.m. Eastern Time.